Fighting for months in the trenches made us grow accustomed to the constant threat of chemical warfare. But we weren't always fast enough to don our masks. Those caught off guard cried out in agony as their skin bubbled and their throats closed. And I realized then we truly were in hell.
The household is positively buzzing with gossip about the royal wedding. Mrs. Trafton was kind enough to give all the servants the morning off to go down and see the festivities. On our way home, we bumped into Edmund on his way to work. He works as an assistant under Mr. Trafton at the bank. Edmund has invited me to join him at the Adelphi Theatre this Saturday evening.
Our third week of the safari has begun on a good note. Our native guide has found a promising elephant trail. He's a skilled tracker and hunter, despite the strange customs of his tribe. I purchased one of their ferocious tribal masks from his village when we stopped for supplies. Despite being thoroughly unused to the hardship of life on the savannah, I must say the experience is proving quite invigorating.
They never told us it would be like this. We sleep next to the bodies of our fallen comrades in the rat-infested mud, surrounded by the constant fear of death. As the German artillery rains down on our heads, I feel akin to the Romans as they were pounded by the rocks and ash of Vesuvius in Pompeii.
Edmund has been promoted to assistant manager at the bank. To celebrate, he has gotten tickets to the opera this evening. Mrs. Trafton is a kind, generous woman and has lent me a pair of beautiful opera binoculars. I am filled with such happiness when with my dearest Edmund. He has stolen my heart and brought such happiness to my life.
The lads and I celebrated with a round of pints at the Mayflower pub after being accepted into the British 21st Infantry Division. Today would be our last weekend at home, and we eagerly awaited to be shipped out east to the front lines to prove our worth.
My leg has begun to feel much better now that I am back at home and able to rest. They say the injuries are only flesh wounds, and I should be able to return to Africa in a few months. Charles barely survived our encounter with the beast. Having hastily found a medical facility, they had no choice but to amputate his leg from the waist down. But he will recover as well. I never thought hunting could be such a thrill.
I have been hired as a maid in London at the house of the prestigious Trafton family. My parents are thrilled that I have acquired such an excellent position. I will be moving to London this following Monday. While I will miss my family and home, I am excited about living in the heart of this great country.
They called a ceasefire at 1100 hours this morning. We were overwhelmed with feelings of cautious joy. We stowed our gear and injured comrades into the lorries and began the long ride home, unsure of the true ramifications of the eternity spent in that horrible place.
I am bursting with joy. Edmund has proposed marriage to me. As always, he was a true gentleman and took the train up to Cambridge to ask my father's permission for my hand in person. While I have written to my parents often of my courtship with Edmund, they have not met him. Upon meeting him, they are in eager approval of our marriage.
As the sun sank in the sky, I followed the trail of blood into a nearby thicket of trees. It was a most foolish thing to do, I now know, but I was quite beside myself with a mad desire to avenge my friend. As the darkness fell, I realized my mistake. Almost too late, as I heard the low rumbling growl of the beast right behind me. I managed to thrust my spear high just as the monster leapt.